Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kelly Wicker, and today we're diving into some scary fun with Lawn Fawn's creepiest stamps and dies. Picture bats lurking on twisted shadowy trees, ghosts creeping out from the darkness, and a Halloween scene so eerie it'll give you goosebumps. I'm thrilled to have you here as we stir up some Halloween mischief. If you're ready for a crafting adventure that's both spooky and fun, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and share it with all your crafty ghouls. Grab your supplies and let's create a Halloween masterpiece that's as thrilling as it is chilling. Alright y'all, to create the spine-chilling Halloween card, you'll need the Fangtastic Friends Stamp and Die set. Let me show it to you real quick. It's really cute. I highly recommend having this in your Halloween card making stash. It has a lot of great images and sayings here. And one thing to remember with Lawn Fawn dies is that they come attached. So you want to have a set of wire snips in your toolbox. So this is a great one to have. I will have this Hero Arts one linked below in the description box. But this is a great set to have. And then another stamp set that you want to have is the Spooktacular stamp set for our haunting sentiment. I'm not sure if it's really haunting, but I like the word. We're going to go ahead and use the You Are Spooktacular along with the exclamation point. This also has some other wonderful sentiments in this set for Halloween and lots of fun little images here. There is a matching die set that comes with it. I don't have it. I just have the stamp set because I just needed the sentiments and this set. And then you will need the Simply Fall Sentiment stamp set. Remember, these are all from Lawn Fawn, and we are probably going to use one of these on the inside of the card, one of these sentiments here. Maybe hope you have a spooktacular day because it matches the sentiment that's going on the outside of the card. So we'll be using that along with, for an extra touch of eerie delight, we might even use the Fangtastic Friends add-on. This is a really cute little set. It's got a fun little spider, some stars, and some bats. So we might be using that on the inside. It does come with the matching die set. So that's really fun to have. I figured since I had the Fangtastic Friends stamp and die set, I figured I'd go ahead and get the add-on with it. So you can find all these fabulous products through my affiliate links in the description box. Shopping through these links helps support my channel, and I truly appreciate it. We'll be conjuring up a spooky scene with the Spooky Gate die. This is the Spooky Gate die that we'll be using. And then you will want the Spooky Forest backdrop. Here it is. This is a really great set as well. And if you wanted to just go ahead and create a card with this set, you could. And we'll be using Lawn Fawn's cardstock as our base. So I have several different cardstocks here from Lawn Fawn that we'll be using. I have some grays, fog, cardstock, neutrals, paper bag. And you'll also want to get out some Distress Oxide inks and some ghostly shades that will help set the mood. So I have a few picked out here. Let me show you real quick. Let me see. There you go. And then we're going to be doing a bit of Copic coloring. Will help bring our eerie characters to life. So grab your supplies. Let's dive into crafting a Halloween card that's guaranteed to send shivers down your spine. And remember, these are the stars of our spooky show. Alright, all my Halloween enthusiasts out there, are you ready for another Halloween card making session with me? I know I am. I've been having a blast in my craft room the last couple weeks making Halloween cards. I never knew how much I loved to make Halloween cards until the last couple weeks, but man, they are fun to make, let me tell you. So anyways, today we're diving into some Halloween magic that's sure to get you in the spooky spirit. First things first, we're pulling out our trusty paper trimmer to cut our card panel down to 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. We're going for an A2 size card today. And I'm using Hammermill cardstock here. So let's go ahead and put our paper trimmer away, because we're going to get ready to set up to do some ink blending. But first I noticed there's some paper hairs along here, so I'm just going through that was left behind from my trimmer. So I'm just smoothing them out with my finger. I should have gotten my sander out, but I didn't think about it at the time. I could have easily given myself a paper cut, but I didn't. To really amp up the spooky vibe on our Halloween card, we're going to create a hauntingly beautiful backdrop using Distress Oxide inks in Black Soot, Blueprint Sketch, and Cracked Pistachio. First, secure your card panel in place. I like to use an Altenew low-tack sticky mat for this step because it holds everything steady without damaging the cardstock. We're going to begin with Black Soot at the top of the panel, applying the ink in smooth, even strokes back and forth. This will create a deep, shadowy sky that sets the perfect tone for our eerie scene. Imagine the night creeping in, casting shadows over everything. This is the effect we're going for. Once you're satisfied with the Black Soot, it's time to bring in the Blueprint Sketch. Start blending in just below the Black Soot, working it into the darker shade so you get a seamless transition. The key here is to keep blending until the two colors merge together naturally, like the sky shifting from night to dusk. Take your time with this step, as it's what makes the sky truly magical, like that perfect twilight where anything can happen. Finally, we're going to add Cracked Pistachio at the bottom of the panel. This color adds an unexpected ghostly green glow that really makes the whole scene pop. Blend it into the Blueprint Sketch, going back and forth until you have a smooth gradient that looks like it's straight out of a spooky Halloween night. The Cracked Pistachio gives that eerie, otherworldly feel, almost like light is coming from beneath the ground. A perfect touch for our Halloween card. And there you have it, a spine-tingling yet fun backdrop ready to go to set the stage for our Halloween card. The blend of these three colors creates a mysterious atmosphere that's just perfect for a night filled with ghosts, bats, and all things spooky. Now for the fun part. We're going to use Spellbinders Splatter White to add a spooky splatter effect to our night sky. Start by placing your card panel in the splat box to keep the mess contained. Then use your glass mat to help mix up the splatter with a bit of water. This will give you just the right consistency. Dip your fan brush into the splatter white ink and flick it across your card panel. The splatter will create a fun speckled look, like a mysterious mist or stars twinkling in the night sky. You can play around with the amount of water to get the perfect spooky effect. More water for a softer ghostly look, or less for bold, striking splashes. And there you have it, a spectacular night sky, perfect for your Halloween card. This technique is not only fun, but adds that extra touch of Halloween magic to your project. Now we're going to clean up our paintbrush and glass mat. Just grab a little bit of water and a microfiber cloth and give everything a good wipe down. The water will help loosen up any remaining splatter, and the microfiber cloth will help pick it all up, leaving your brush and mat nice and clean. Now let's grab the heat gun to help dry those splatters. This will speed up the drying process and set the splatters in place, giving your card panel that perfect spooky look. Just wave the heat gun back and forth over the panel until it's dry and ready for the next step. Alright, we've got our spooky splatter ready, so let's move on to the next step. Time to pull out the Misty Stamping Tool and find the perfect spot for our Halloween sentiment. This is where the Halloween magic starts to come together. Alright, next up we need to pick out the perfect sentiment to match our spooky scene. So start by rummaging through your sentiment stamps and choose one that fits the vibe of your card. Whether it's a frightful phase or a ghoulish greeting, once you've picked out the right sentiment, it's time to get our Misty Stamping Tool involved. Alright y'all, I just had to show off my card real quick that this is the one that we're making and I really like it. It turned out awesome. Anyways, have you seen these craft stack storage trays from Spellbinders? They are fantastic for holding your die cuts and keeping everything in place as you work. They are a real game changer for any crafter's workspace. I highly recommend them. These are the medium ones. They come in a set of 4. I'll have them linked below in the description box. But anyways, moving on, we're going to place our card panel into the MISTI, making sure it's securely positioned. And then we're going to position our sentiment stamp where you want it to appear on the card. This is where we'll make sure everything lines up perfectly, as you see me using the ruler there and the grid on the mouse pad to help it line up everything. Then when you're happy with the placement, which I am, we're going to go ahead and treat the cardstock and make sure that it's attached to the door of the MISTI to make it work. But we're going to get out our anti-static powder tool and we're going to go ahead and treat the card panel. So let me get that out here real quick. And just treating the card panel because we want the embossing powder to go in certain spots. All right. Now we're getting our VersaFine Onyx Black ink out and we're going to go ahead and ink up our stamp. And then you're going to press it firmly to make a nice, crisp, clear impression. And I forgot the exclamation point. I was going to do that, but oh well, I forgot about it. But don't press it too hard because you don't want the letters to smush. And there we go. That looks great. So now we're going to move on to the next step here. We're going to heat emboss this. So I have some paper to catch the embossing powder. And I'm using clear embossing powder from Hero Arts. And then we're just going to go ahead and pour this over the sentiment here. You don't need a lot, just a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. And then tap off the excess. There we go. And then we're going to funnel the rest back into the container. All right. This is already looking nice and spooky. So we're going to close this up so it doesn't get all over the place. And we're going to bring in the heat gun. And now we're going to melt the embossing powder. And watch the magic happen. I love to heat emboss. It's really fun. It's just going to give it a nice glossy finish, the sentiment. See, look at that. Isn't that awesome? I really wish I remembered that exclamation point, but oh well. Alright, that's our card panel for today's card. It looks great. Really happy with it. Now we're getting the paper trimmer back out to trim the card panel down just a bit, making sure it fits perfectly behind our spooky backdrop. The goal is to create just the right amount of shadow and depth for our Halloween scene. Every little detail counts. Alright everyone, we're about to do something a little bit out of the ordinary for my die cuts today. Normally I like to keep my die cuts as they are, but today we're taking a different approach. We're going to add some ink to these die cuts to give them a unique, spooky touch that will really make our Halloween card pop. I've got my Distress Oxide inks ready, and we're going to start adding some color to these pieces. This technique will give our die cuts a bit of depth and character, enhancing the overall eerie vibe of our scene. So get ready to see how a little bit of ink can transform our die cuts into hauntingly beautiful elements for our card. Let's get started. Okay, now that we have our die cuts ready to go and they're all in place here, it's really time to bring these guys to life. So I'm bringing in Lost Shadow. This is a great gray. I love Lost Shadow so much. And then I have out here hickory smoke and pumice stone. I don't think I end up using pumice stone. I tried it, but didn't end up using it. Didn't like it. So we're going to go ahead and work the magic here and try to get these to look dirty and old. And then for the headstones, I use black soot to give them a dark, creepy feel. And then I ink up the light posts, doing the rocks and the light posts to complete the scene with a cohesive, spooky theme. As I work, my Altenew Low-Tack sticky mat is a lifesaver, holding the die cut securely in place while I apply the ink. It makes inking up all these tiny details so much easier. My mini ink blending tools are perfect for getting into the nooks and crannies, allowing me to apply the ink precisely where I want it. Do you like to distress your die cuts like this too? Or maybe you have some other fun techniques for adding the extra touch of spookiness. Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing how others add their personal touch to their Halloween creations. Let's make this Halloween crafting season the best one yet. I went in with a mustard seed to add a warm glowing effect to the lights and the moon. This bright yellow shade will make them stand out, casting an eerie glow over our spooky scene. Now I'm piecing together this adorable little owl that I cut from Lawn Fawn cardstock. I'm using my black Copic marker to color in the eyes, giving him that perfect wide-eyed look. This little owl is just so stinking cute. It's hard not to smile while putting him together. He's going to add the perfect touch of whimsy to our spooky Halloween scene. Now it's time to piece together our little ghosties. These tiny spooky specters are sure to add fun, haunting touch to our Halloween card. I'll be carefully assembling each one, making sure their ghostly smiles are perfectly in place. They're going to float around the scene and bring a playful spookiness to our card. Now it's time to dress up our headstones with some stamping to give them that extra spooky touch. I'll be adding some eerie details to make them look even more haunted and realistic. This step will really bring the whole scene together and give those headstones a bit more character. So let's get stamping and add some ghostly details to our Halloween card. Now it's time to piece together our spooky fence and lamps. I'll be assembling these elements and then using a gray Copic marker to add some extra details and shading. This will give them a bit more depth and make them pop against our Halloween night sky. Let's get these final touches in place to complete our haunting scene. Next, it's time to prep our note card using the Score Buddy and our trusty bone folder for that perfect crisp fold. Then grab some foam adhesive strips from Waffle Flower. These will give our spooky forest backdrop a bit of dimension as we turn it into a shadow box of sorts. Apply the foam strips to the back of the backdrop to add depth and make our Halloween scene really stand out. Now comes the moment of truth. Carefully remove the release paper from the foam strips, revealing the sticky surface underneath. With the shiver of excitement, place your card panel down on top of the foam strips, aligning it perfectly with your spooky backdrop. The foam strips create an eerie dimensional effect, making your Halloween scene come to life with a touch of ghostly magic. If you're looking for a liquid glue, I highly recommend Barely Arts glue. It's really strong and is good for your die cutting needs. I highly recommend it. As we near the end of our Halloween crafting adventure, it's time to bring all our spooky elements together. With the foam strips giving our spooky forest backdrop a bit of dimension, we're ready to start assembling our card. Carefully place each die cut, the creepy headstones, the eerie light post, and that magnificent spooky gate where they belong in our Halloween scene. Each piece plays a crucial role in creating the perfect haunted landscape. Position the little owls and ghosties just right, adding a touch of whimsy to our chilling creation. As you arrange these elements, picture the spooky night coming to life. I'm thrilled to share the final look with you, and I hope you're as excited as I am to see our spooky scene completed. Now it's time to add the finishing touches to our Halloween card. We'll be stamping some fun, spooky designs on the inside of the card to give it an extra touch of Halloween magic. I'm pulling out our Misty stamping tool to make sure our spooky sentiment and designs are perfectly placed. This will make the inside of our card just as eerie and exciting as the outside. Once we've stamped everything and added those last little details, we're getting ready for the grand reveal of our spooky creation. I can't wait to show you how this Halloween card has come together. It's been a blast crafting this, and I'm thrilled to share the final result with you. Stay tuned for the big reveal. Here's the finished card project, everyone. I absolutely loved how it turned out. Well, Spooksters, that's a wrap on today's Halloween card. I'm thrilled with how it turned out, and I hope you are too. A big welcome to all my new subscribers, and a huge thank you to my amazing existing ones for your continued support. If you enjoyed this spooky creation, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and share it with your fellow Halloween lovers. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already for more Halloween crafting fun. Until next time, stay spooky and keep crafting. Ciao for now.